Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wingcat Sports. Still fighting my illness, doing this kind of earlier in the week, but we're going to do a postseason pregame for the Lions versus the LA Rams. Yes, Matthew Stafford is coming home, and we'll see how this game is going to go. Lions are favored in it. They have a 54% chance to win, and they're favored by 3.5 points.
Well, to be honest, I want the Lions to win, but I don't think they're going to. I just going back on what we talked about in the last show. You just played a quarterback that in back-to-back starts against you has thrown for a total of like 800 yards. And this is not the Vikings. Stafford, while he's not as mobile as he used to be, if you give him enough time to throw, he's just going to bury you. And he has probably as good a weapons as we do on our team. I mean, Kyron Williams is a pretty decent running back. You got Nakua. You got Kupp. I mean, the guy's got weapons, and I don't know if that secondary can cover those two, to be honest with you.
So that's why it's probably going to end up being a shootout. Now, like I said, maybe the Lions do have a little bit of an advantage in the game. However, lots of injuries on both sides. Higbee's coming off an injury. He'll be back just before the game. They got a linebacker out, a safety out, and an offensive tackle out that is all expected to be back. But same thing with us, right? 2 tight ends injured. Brock Wright's supposed to be back and ready. Laporta, we got best case scenario out of him. He's day to day. He might be ready for the game.
I would expect him to be a no.
I expect it to be a yes. If he can move, he's going to play.
He's going to.
Well, right now, just assume that he's not.
If he can, he will.
If he can move, he's going to play.
He will.
That's how it is.
Well, even Mitchell was supposed to be a fantastic tight end for us. He was a second-round draft pick.
I thought he was a 4th round.
He made a great catch last game. I have every faith that Mitchell can be an important.
Before he got injured, he was projected to be like a top draft tight end.
But
so you're going to have our main guy for a while.
You're going to have Brock Wright at least back, and Brock Wright is capable. I'm not worried if Brock Wright is your tight end 1 because he did good last year as our tight end 1.
Of course, you want Laporta in, but
J-Mo will be back.
I think it's just approaching this in a different way. We're always going to be cautious. Look, we're 12-5. We've had a great year, and I think we have a possibility to make a run in the playoffs.
Yes, we do.
This was probably the toughest matchup I think we could have drawn with all the drama around it, and a lot of people think the NFL made sure it happened, but who knows? And we got Matt Stafford coming home, so let's enjoy this. It's going to be fun. And I just, like I said, hopefully it's, if it's a high-scoring game, we end up on top. The Rams' defense isn't all that great. It's good. I mean, certainly in the front line with Aaron Donald, but I think we can put up points against them. And as far as defense goes, Dallas has a much more prolific offense than the Rams, and we held them to 20 points.
Yeah, if you can show up to your game, you showed up for Dallas, you show up for LA, right. You're going to be perfectly fine.
And game planning, it's always the same thing. Can we get to Stafford? If he has time, certainly.
They are going to have to blitz him all night. You cannot let that guy sit back.
Now, other players returning, J-Mo, he will for certain be back. That's why they rested him last week, because they didn't want him making it worse.
Good. Goff can overthrow him, dude.
Khalif Raymond, he should be able to play.
I hope so.
And James Houston might be back.
I thought that was 100% good to see that Goff launched that one ball deep and overthrew him. You
usually complain you can't throw it on ground. Right. Now you're complaining you threw it too far.
He launched that ball.
He's not accurate at all.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a concern.
He's very accurate from about 40 yards in, and then after about 40. Yeah. He made that one beautiful throw down the sideline. That was perfect.
Yes, he did. He has his moments.
I think we just gotta. And if Goff gets time to throw, we're going to put up points. It's all about the trenches. Who wins in the trenches? Is our offensive line going to be able to protect Goff? Because certainly McVay knows how to beat Goff. And that's with pretty much it. You got to put pressure on him.
And
And if he's allowed to sit back there and we're allowed to do whatever we want and run the ball, I think the Lions got a great shot.
Now, listen, if you don't think Goff is going to give all he can to beat his former team, who just
Stafford
threw him away.
Well. This is no feel good.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's a comparison right here. I think Stafford's a competitive guy, but he is not going to be amped up as much as Goff.
There's no ill will from Stafford.
There's no ill will. Well, and Stafford won his Super Bowl.
I still want him face planted.
But I want you too. I'd love to do that.
I saw a funny comment when I was going through Instagram. Someone was saying they better not see no Detroit Rams shirts inside the
That's
stadium.
what I said. I was saying that. Anybody who plans on showing up one of them asshole-ish Detroit Rams shirt, I hope they turn you around and kick you in the ass at the door.
Now, they also said you should boo Stafford the whole game, which is stupid. Right?
We like
now. Don't
He's
be
a Ram. Go ahead, boo him.
Don't saying you have to.
He's not there to be your buddy.
You don't need
to beat your team.
You don't need to boom the whole game. You just make normal noise.
It doesn't matter if you boo. Be loud.
You see,
make it hard. They're going to make it hard.
Can you see his post game interview? Great to be back in Detroit. Detroit's been good to me.
You know, he was always good for us. He was always tough.
So what? He's not part of our team anymore. I hope we put him on a stretcher.
Guy. I
mean, you don't need to be so negative.
That's right. Carry him off on a stretcher.
But it isn't that you
and then throw beer on him as he's going through.
I don't think
carried off.
Now the other thing I saw was that
would show the Detroit
someone was saying the season's a failure if you don't win a playoff game.
Right. Yes.
And I don't think
it is.
I don't think it's a failure. It's a disappointment.
Be a great matchup. Jared Goff has lots of friends on the Rams. Stafford has. I don't think he has many friends on the Lions anymore because
they're gone. It's not really the same team.
Besides the offensive line,
except for
that's about it.
People.
Yeah,
offensive line.
I don't think
wasn't there.
Was here when he left.
Yeah, it was. Ragnow was here. Decker was here.
I don't think there's many.
Ragnow and Decker.
But I think, like I said, he has a lot of feeling for the city of Detroit, and they don't have to boo him. Just make it hard on him.
Exactly.
Put him on his ass and be as loud as possible. Make it.
I expect probably when he comes out pregame, he might get a little bit of some cheers. Oh, then after that, I'm sure the Lions are going to have a video for him. Might not be good to put it up for the playoff game. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a bit much.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I love you, man.
If blows us out like 45 to 10. Yeah, do you still love me now?
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. However, you play him next year, so it might happen.
If they give Stafford time to throw the ball, we are in deep trouble. We have got to put pressure on him,
and that's the name. That's the key to the whole game, probably. Right. And Goff can't give up the ball. It's that simple. Can't make dumb throws.
We got to hope Stafford returns to Detroit Lion for him and throws a pick six.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is going to be, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. It's going to be an interesting game. And I don't think anyone's going to be bored at all. It's going to be electric the whole time. If I have to give this game a final score prediction, I'm going to go 45-42 Lions.
Really? Wow. That's pretty. I was thinking like 38-28 Rams. Don't kill me. I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to say it's going to be like 35-30 Detroit.
And you got tickets to the game?
Yes, I'll be at the game. I will be there.
38-30. I think it's going to be 38-30
Like I said, I figured this might be my generation's one moment, so might as well go there before it's another 30 years.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well, me and your dad remember that Green Bay game years ago.
Yeah.
But it is going to be nothing short of entertaining. I expect both sides to be going at each other.
Let's enjoy this, Detroit.
I expect that defense to be nonstop, trying their best. And that's the reason I predict 42 points by the Rams, because I feel Stafford's still going to burn you, no matter how much you give.
I mean, if you can't get motivated for this game, then why are you even playing?
That motivation is not going to be a problem here. This is going to be the atmosphere is going to be insane there.
It is going. I don't even want to know how it's going to be. I will say the last game of the year was it's See,
I want
that
to see you brawling with any
didn't
Rams
seem
fans.
didn't seem that electric the last game of the year, right? I think a lot of people were a little bit calmer
I don't
because of the
see many
stakes.
brawls
But
happening at Ford Field. Now in the old
no,
Pontiac,
nothing really
in the old
happened at the
Pontiac
game when I was there.
Silverdome, it was like WrestleMania every
I will,
Sunday,
I
man.
will,
Oh, I've seen brawls.
Just
down
I will
Ford
say
Field.
that
flat
not
out
much happened.
brawls happening in every section.
But maybe that's because they have everyone get all their alcohol consumption in well before the game with the $4 beers and then make it $12 afterwards.
It wasn't that way at the old Silverdome, man.
I remember when I first took you there. I was like Brett Favre was playing. I think that was the first game, and
It
the
was.
women were wailing on each other's face.
Was this at Ford Field?
Yes.
Yeah.
My
No, man.
Lions versus Vikings with Brent Favre as the quarterback.
Oh my God, that's funny. That is a long time ago.
Yes, it was. That was the last one before this week.
Wow.
But it's going to be an entertaining game. Like I said, I expect both sides to be putting up points. I mean, Goff has had an on-par year with Stafford. Goff's been top 5 in stats. He's been a top 5 QB this year in almost every single stat.
Yeah.
Besides his QBR. Stafford, he himself is, I believe, in the top 10. He's about 11th. So he's about been top 10 this year. So he's been equally as playing as well as Goff. He has a few less touchdowns, same amount of interceptions, and about 500 less yards. Goff was almost the highest passing QB. Almost had the most yards this year. So it is just going to be a shootout. I don't see how it's not going to be a shootout because it's either going to be very defensive or very offensive, and I expect it to be an offensive.
That'll make it an entertaining evening.
It'll also make it a heart attack evening. But hopefully the Lions can pull a win out and be an entertaining game. You can make it to the second round. We'll probably play Dallas unless Green Bay goes to Dallas and ends up beating them. And then we will play Tampa Bay.
It's funny how these pairings worked out.
I think we will play
Philly at home.
I think the NFC Championship game will end up being us against the Packers.
That would be a pain. I would still be worried if that happened. But it's going to be an entertaining.
Well, let's just get by the Rams first.
With all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Share the video around. Until next time, hope to see everybody
Go Lions.
soon.